Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you my 2019 planner lineup, and already in the last week it has changed a bit since I posted my picture on Instagram, and I also forgot to include this one in my picture. So I think I'm going to start from the bottom of the pile, so let's move these out of the way. And my first planner for 2019 is not actually a planner. This is a happy memory keeping book. I've actually done pretty good about keeping up with my memory planner last year, and so I felt comfortable enough to go ahead and start getting this one, which is undated, ready for the new year. I'm actually doing my December daily in a small book, and I do have a few months to catch up on, but the pictures are already printed. I just need to decorate it and journal it. So this is my memory keeping book for 2019, and I'm going to try to do a better job of making it pretty. I'm going to do a flip through of my book for 2018 when I finished it. That should go up, I don't know, February maybe, I think is when I have it scheduled for. I should have it done by then because I need to get up on this. So that's what I'm doing for that. Moving along. Yes, I'm just throwing them on the floor as I finish with them because my filming setup, as I've said before, this isn't a pro job. I don't have all the things. I don't have all the lights. Well, I guess I've got one. You can see it reflecting in the cover of this one. But I just wanted to be able to show stuff, and this isn't my job. Next one. This is my wellness planner, and I use it to track health, exercise, fertility, that kinds of thing. I've done a flip through of the first quarter, and you can see that in my playlist. And it's always good when I don't have much to say, because that means things are going fairly well. When my things are blank, that means life's going pretty well, or it's going really bad. We've been sick, but it's generally been going pretty well. But behind that, let's see, I've got this tab right here, and it says budget. And when I move that dashboard, I've got my budget planner with a couple of, my budget and quarterly things and bill checklists. But I've got my budget checklist, and it's all ready to go for January. But and I did a flip through of my setup of that page. But like I said, I'm not really planning on sharing my numbers at this point. So that's why I flipped to February. But it's kind of cool. It's got expense trackers and bill pay checklists, and that works really well for my paying bills by the paycheck. Moving on. So that's planner number 2, is health and wellness tracking. Less planning, more just tracking, like cycle things. Did I move? How many steps did I take? How did I feel when I ate? Did I need to use, something to make me feel better, or was I good? Kind of a thing. So wellness, budget. This lives on my desk and is always open to the health section. But because it's always on my desk, it's going to be really easy to flip to the budget section and be able to do that on a daily basis. So that is what I plan to do with that one. Moving on. That was number 2. Planner number 3 is the Day Designer Daily Edition. This is the one that you can buy via BlueSky. I bought mine at Office Depot online, I think. You can also get it at Target and Staples and other places. So it's got the really paper thin paper. It's not as nice as the kind that you can buy directly from the company. But the reason that I did decide to buy this one, even though I've been fighting against a daily for a really long time, is because the other two daily planners I've had, they are divided in half. So you've got a really big daily schedule section and then a really big to-do list section. And if I have enough stuff to do to be able to fill a schedule and a to-do list for more than like one day out of a month, I'm going to lose my mind. I love the day designer, the BlueSky designer, that they have the 3 columns set up with the schedule and a to-do list and notes. Because I do like to do some journaling and, hey, I didn't have much here, but, we went to the pool and we watched a movie and then we went out for ice cream and then whatever. So, and I did do a little pre-decorating because my Wonton in a Million winter washi set came in while I was looking at this, and it's so beautiful. And this is a mix of this year's set with the foiling. Isn't that gorgeous? And last year's set. So I will be using this to kind of do a day, I'd like to have to see my schedule, and that gives me an idea. Okay, I know that, from 9 to, 1:30 we'll be doing school, and I've got, 2 hours here, but then we've got to go somewhere here. And so I know how big of pockets of time I have to be able to do these things. And so having this helps control this. And then there's a couple other things I want to do. I haven't 100% figured out how I'm going to incorporate this yet, but I've got some ideas and we'll just see how they turn out and I will share that. So that's planner number 3. Planner number 4 has already gotten a facelift and I haven't even started to use her yet. This is the... So I shared a video a week or so ago of my Socialite Planner. And I got this box in the mail on Christmas Eve, and I'm actually taping this on Boxing Day. So the first thing I did was I put this gorgeous copper foil cover on to replace it. That's my Socialite calendar. And then somebody gave me the tip that these weren't punched quite right. And so I pulled it off and I snipped both sides just a hair, and now it moves much better. So this I plan on using for things like getting ready for birthdays and, other projects I have planned for the current interval. And notes for any extra space, and I'm going to use a wet erase marker on that. My January schedule is already in there, and I've done some decorating for the first week of January. I've already got a whole list of things I need to do. My zone cleaning, I don't really like how that turned out, but you can't win them all. I might actually cover this whole thing up with something because I really don't like that, but I haven't gotten that far yet. I made this yesterday because I'm spending so much time thinking about my goals that I've actually kind of lost my mind at the moment because I've got too many options and I need to just shut it down and go with what I've got and just be done with it. Too much input's a bad idea for me. I've got this. When I play on the Harry Potter planner group, this is kind of all the events, but I'm kind of out of practice with that. Here's the reading challenge that I'm going to do. I made this sheet for zone cleaning. I've got a section here for notes. I've got a section here for goals. I've got a winter bucket list that I made. And I've got my goal lists for January using the beautiful pages in the new Be Happy box. I have, no peeking, my YouTube video schedule for the next couple of months. I want to do a video inventory so that, you're supposed to keep a house inventory so that, you know, when your house burns down and they're trying to buy you stuff, like, you're not maxing out your allowed stuff and getting all sorts of, you know, crazy expensive junk, even though it might just be me. But the maximum limit on what they will reimburse you for in the case of your house burning down is not anywhere near how much I paid for the crap that is in my house, because I have a lot of stuff and it's a decent sized house. So, but I've got it maxed out. But either way, I should have a video inventory. Also, another project I want to work on this year is uploading vital documents. We have you know, a lot of people say that you should put together a book, but having a physical book that someone can walk off with kind of scares me. So we've got a portal through our financial folks that is, like, you know, passworded, and it's very secure. And so all we need to do is provide, you know, 1 or 2 key people with the username and password to that site, and they will have access to everything. They'll have, you know, the will, and they'll have, you know, house insurance stuff and life insurance stuff. And so in the occasion that something happens to us, everything that somebody needs to know to take care of things is in there. You know, it'll have information about, you know, how we want the children to be educated and what to do with the money and all that. So I really want to get that scanned in and updated so that in the event of something crazy happening, we are good. This is I signed up for this for the beginning of the year, contemplating this, although I'm trying to stay off my computer, which is why I canceled it in the first place. So I'm still still thinking about that. And then I added this meal planner tab from the home extension, which I don't think they have anymore. But I took it out of my thing so that I can put recipes back here, and then they're in my planner on my desk, and I don't have to go remember what cookbook they're in to use it. I also put the pretty pocket back here, along with some Socialite stickers. And then the other thing I did was I marked percentages on approximately how much I need to enlarge from an A5 binder to be able to fit in here, or from a B6 to be able to crop and print and put in here. Because I do that sometimes, especially since it's sometimes hard to find printables that go in a classic Happy Planner, but I can almost always find A5 or B6 because they're pretty popular sizes. So that's my little cheat sheet in the back. And this is my main planner. This one gives me you know, all my to-dos that don't have to be done on a particular day, but I do need to get done that week. I'm going to have appointments to put in here, but because it is a holiday week, school hasn't started up yet, kids' social stuff hasn't started up yet, we're still kind of on vacation mode, so there's actually nothing in here. It looks like I think we might have a date on Friday. As long as nothing else comes up, this will be my day to lock myself in my room and craft or read or whatever I feel like doing. But that's how that works. So that is my main week at a glance planner number 4. Next up was kind of an unanticipated change to my lineup. I've been using all year a I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but a Kahir sized traveler's notebook, which is basically the same size as a May Designs classic size notebook. It's the same height as a standard, but it's wider. And I really like the wide, because I have a bunch of standard TNs and I hate them because they're so narrow and my writing is so big that I write like 3 words and I'm at the end of the space. So what happened here was I was staring at the new Justina Plans, or the Planner Sophisticate, her little goal getter insert. And I went, oh, that's fabulous, and it's so beautiful, and I love her stuff. And I bought her not her Christmas insert, I bought her Thanksgiving inserts. and I bought the A5 size, and then I just trimmed them a little big, and I put them in my holiday planner, which is the same size as a classic Happy Planner. It's on discs and all that. So I was looking at this, and I'm like, oh, that's so pretty, and that's when I did the math to figure out what size I needed to enlarge to be able to fit in here. And I had both the A5 and the B6 open on my screen, on my tabs. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it because I'm looking at the goal setting pages from Happy Planner, the Happy Planner New Year box. And I don't think that's quite going to be enough. And so, yeah, I'll get the inserts and I'll print them up and I'll throw them in the back of my planner with it. And I pulled the trigger on the wrong size. I pulled the trigger on the B6, which prints like this. Not as individual, and they print on one sheet of paper, so they don't print as individual pages. And usually when you get an A5 printable, it comes on each page as separate, and so you can pick your pages and then trim and, kind of rearrange it. And I failed to buy the right set, and I bought the B6. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to use my B6 instead of my Kahir. And so I've got her little goal getter book, and I put that insert in the front. And I had set this up last summer, but I've never used it because I've got the other one I've been using. So I'm like, all right, out of space in that. So I'm going to use these weekly books to do my lettering challenges and journaling and things. And then I've got this one, which just has grid space, so I can use that for, drawing, journaling, whatever. And then I think I have one with lists, because chances are I'm using this and I'm somewhere else and I'm thinking about things and I need to make lists and do brain dumps while I'm being creative. For some reason the two seem to go together. So this is the book that I will be using to do my challenges and things next year. Which I'm actually kind of excited about because I've been wanting to use it because it's beautiful, and I bought it last summer and I set it all up and put it all together, but I've never used it. So I'm kind of excited to have a reason to use it. So it'll have my goal stuff and then my drawing and lettering and journaling and things like that. So that's number 5. And the last one, I'm just going to move that one to the side instead of throwing it to the floor. And the last one is this little tiny itty bitty moleskin. B6, moleskin, little pocket sized. And I wanted it and I had no idea what I was going to use it for, but then I figured it out. I use it to track my reading. Now, the goal is to read on a daily basis. And the less time I'm teaching kids, the more time I have for that. So I was doing some school stuff. That's a Close Reads podcast. So basically it's things I do to learn. And I'm not going to do a flip through right here because it's a plan of mine to do a video where I just flip through this. But as a for instance, I needed to pre-read my oldest daughter's school books. I needed to catch up on my King Lear study that I was doing myself through the Play's the Thing, which is another Close Reads podcast. And then Jayber Crow was a book club through the Read Aloud Revival, and I was going along with those girls, and I wanted to read through chapter 20. So I kind of put what I do over here, what I hope to do over here. I stuck a little washi in it to make it less boring. And it's just a quick place to jot things down. And I will be using this through the end of 2019. Because it's a little pocket 18-month planner. And, honestly, some months I got nothing. Or some weeks. Some weeks it's blank. So this is just a reading tracker. Because I had it and it was dated and I wanted to use it. So that's what I decided to use it for, since Harry Potter's a book nerd thing. So those are all my trackers, all my planners for 2019. there are, what did I say? I think there's 6 of them. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're not even all in frame. So 6 planners / trackers for 2019. So if anybody ever asks, or you're a person who's not really a planner and you've ever wondered, what do you do with all those planners? Well, just because they're a planner doesn't mean you use them to plan things out. This is just a memory keeper. It's basically a scrapbook in a planner system. I could do this in a notebook or a software program. I could track my health and track my fertility and write down symptoms and, you know, take care of my budget stuff, but I like this better. So I do that. This is, you know, just daily, what I need to do, what I've done, what went well, what didn't. It's kind of a quick check-in for the day. This gives me big picture overview kind of stuff. Kind of special things to note. Stuff I would normally keep in a notebook or binder, except that traveler's notebooks are cute instead. And then a little tracker, which I bought because it slid to the floor, because I wanted it and I didn't know what I would use it for, and then I figured that it would be good for book nerd pursuits. Though I have a reading traveler's notebook and I could have just put it in there. But like I said, I like Harry Potter and I bought this and it's dated, so I figured I should use it for something. So that is my planner lineup for 2019. And thank you so much for sticking with me through this whole thing if you have. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will be glad to take a look at them and answer them if I can. Thank you so much and have an awesome day.